close is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows, a couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford. You never know.
Victory, he just beat Canelo, the face of boxing, so that makes Canelo, that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
In Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
Terence Crawford responded to Vergil Ortiz's call-out by giving the young fighter credit for his skills and progress. Crawford spoke respectfully, saying Ortiz has been proving himself and clearly has the talent to compete at the top level. When asked if he's open to the matchup, Crawford kept things vague, simply saying that anything can happen in the future.
What's your message now to Terence Crawford?
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford, Spence, Pacquiao.
Vergil Ortiz openly called out Terence Crawford, saying his goal is to challenge the best names in boxing. Facing fighters like Crawford, he said, pushes him to keep improving and showing he belongs among the elite. Confident in his strength and development at 154 pounds, Ortiz made it clear he's ready for big fights and big opportunities.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Boots next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because, that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just going to keep doing what I do best.
Ortiz later doubled down with an even bolder statement, saying that even if Terence Crawford were still in his absolute prime, he believes he could beat him. He explained that he studies Crawford closely and respects everything he has achieved, but he trusts his own speed, power, and timing. Ortiz insisted his confidence comes from hard work, not ego. Many fans saw this as a risky claim, considering Crawford's dominance across multiple divisions. Still, Ortiz argued that Crawford is not unbeatable and that he sees openings others couldn't exploit. His comments sparked debate about whether Ortiz is truly ready for someone with Crawford's experience and ring intelligence.
Who are 5 fighters that you would like to fight coming up?
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound for pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter, though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills, and I want to see if I can beat you.
After Ortiz defeated Israil Madrimov, fans quickly compared his performance to Crawford's own win over the same opponent. Crawford addressed those comparisons directly, saying Ortiz did win, but didn't look particularly dominant. He pointed out that Madrimov didn't seem as sharp or well-conditioned as he was when Crawford fought him. Crawford calmly stated that the victory didn't prove much about how Ortiz would perform against an elite fighter like himself. His remarks reminded fans that while Ortiz is talented, Crawford believes his own skill and fight IQ still set him apart.
Good fight, but he just, he was more prepared for my fight. If you watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him, and fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred.
Unscathed.
When you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. He did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him the last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz, yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving.
Right.
In the beginning rounds, which that was getting him the rounds in the bank, but at the same time he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Majimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. I think, no, Eddie was, I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said Majimov.
Eddie was saying that it was closer than that. Maybe Majimov could have won. He was saying, I think he was. I think he was.
He's trying to get you mad at Eddie.
No, I'm not.
Crawford's next big move is already scheduled. He's set to face Carlos Adams on March 28 in Omaha, marking his first fight at 160 pounds. Crawford has said he plans to stay in the middleweight division for 1 or 2 fights as he aims to become a 3-division undisputed champion. Adams is known for his toughness and endurance, making this a strong first test at the new weight. The matchup has fans wondering whether Crawford will eventually return to 154 to face opponents like Vergil Ortiz or Jaron "Boots" Ennis. For now, though, his focus is on adapting to a bigger division and proving his skills still shine against naturally larger fighters. Many analysts believe a successful run at 160 would only add to his already historic legacy.
They all have Terence Crawford in their sights because they all understand that Terence Crawford can drop down to middleweight after defeating Canelo in September and becoming the undisputed super middleweight. Terence Crawford can now drop down to middleweight, 160, right? And become undisputed at 160 with 1 to 2 fights. 2 fights max, right? He'll be 39 years old in September. 2 fights, Terence Crawford can become undisputed, max, at 160. He can fight Carlos Adames in March. And then he can fight the winner of Lara versus Janibek in the summertime, August, right? And this gives Terence Crawford the history he needs to 1,000% cement himself as, in my opinion, it's all opinionated, but this just cements Terence Crawford as top 5 greatest boxers in history. In my opinion, it cements him as top 5 greatest boxers in history because this will make Terence Crawford a 6-division champion and 4-division undisputed champion. That's what that makes Terence Crawford. That's historic. That's absolutely historic. And if Terence Crawford can pull that off, becoming a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion, that's massive, right? In my opinion, those accomplishments in the fashion that Terence Crawford wins these fights, he's not just winning. When he beat Errol Spence for undisputed, he dominated and stopped Errol Spence in a manner not many people saw coming. When he fought Canelo Alvarez, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, dominate that fight, make it look easy. And
for years, rumors circulated that the WBO had twice offered Vergil Ortiz a fight with Crawford and that he turned it down. Ortiz denied those claims in a recent interview, saying he never received any official offer at all. He made it clear that if the opportunity had been presented, he would have accepted without hesitation. Ortiz expressed frustration that the false story spread, insisting that neither he nor his team ever avoided a Crawford fight. He said he respects Crawford's achievements and views that matchup as a major opportunity, not something to shy away from. His comments helped clear up confusion among fans who believed he had ducked the fight. Ortiz emphasized that timing and proper negotiations matter, but his desire to face Crawford has always been real.
You know, a lot of people wanted to see that fight, you against Terence Crawford. You know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class, but then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned on the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes.
believe that.
But
What about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
more with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father really said
he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet. I'm not ready for him. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, you was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Hell no, you can't.
He got hit with a few punches.